If you want to win some free PSN or Xbox gift cards, all you gotta do is be subscribed to my channel, drop a like on this video, leave a comment down below, and don't forget to turn on notifications. Also, if you guys want to get your hands on some cheap Master Prestige accounts for any Call of Duty games, check out DigiZani. The link will be down in the description, and make sure to use code GOBLIN. Yo, what is up guys? It's the Goblin, and welcome back to another Call of Duty Black Ops 3 video. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys one of my favorite, one of the most underrated, overpowered class setups in Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Hopefully you guys will enjoy today's video. If you guys can, smack that like button. Let's go for 2,000 likes. That would be absolutely amazing. I would really appreciate it if you guys, all you guys who are watching this, could smack that like button, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, all that good stuff. Now, we know the end of Black Ops 3's second year life cycle is coming to a close, and a lot of people already have their class setups locked down, but there is still a bunch of people that ask me to make class setup videos, ask me which class setups I've been rocking with lately and all that sort of stuff, and people tend to really enjoy these videos, so that's why I'm going to keep doing these. These are very fun videos to make, and today's video I want to talk a bit about the KN-44, a gun that is so underrated and so good, and the overall class setups and the state of them and what I'm rocking with as far as perks and stuff at this point in the game's life cycle. So, hope you guys will enjoy this. Let's get right into it. So, the KN-44 is a gun that you unlock at level 1, and the thing about this gun is I always say this gun is awesome because it is your overall gun. It is good at pretty much everything. You can be in the same room as a guy and be able to take him out. You can be across the map from a guy and be able to take them out. This KN-44 really has that all-around effects, and that's what makes it such a strong gun in Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Now, as far as this gun, I think it gets a little bit into the underrated category in Black Ops 3 just because of how many other overpowered assault rifles there are. But the reason why I want to make this video is to show you guys how strong this thing is, and what I call is more of a rushing gun. Like I said, it is very good overall, but so are a lot of other guns. The Man of War, the ICR, those are good automatic guns, HVK even. But what makes this one stand out to me is a few things. Number one, the fact that it's available at level 1. Anyone can have this. People that are ranking up through the prestiges, and I know even though this game's been out for a while, there still is people ranking up through prestiges, unlocking dark matter, going for hero gear and all that sort of stuff. Everyone is at different points in their Black Ops 3 career, I guess you could say, or their completion, which is totally cool. And this is a gun that you're not going to have to use any prestige tokens to carry over because you're going to have it every single time. This one is the assault rifle you get at level 1, and then you have the Kuda that you get at level 1 for the SMGs. Now, that's one thing that makes this gun so good. The other is how many different custom class options you can do around this gun. You can play it for more long range with a long barrel setup, but I'm telling you guys, the best way to play this gun is up close and personal, and I love it because honestly, you're more of the times, especially on most maps in this game, even on a Nuketown map where it is close range, you are going to be getting into those medium range gunfights, and this gun really does stand out and is a lot more useful than SMGs in 90% of situations. Now, the way that I make this class setup is I customize it to be rushing and to be playing that aggressive playstyle. Now, if you aren't an aggressive playstyle player, I will give you guys other options, but this is just the class setup that I like to run with it. It's stock, fast megs, quick draw, flak jacket, fast hands, scavenger, tac mask. Now that is the class setup that I rock most of the time with this KN-44. It's something that I've been playing with a lot lately. The thing about that class setup is you guys can see basically based off the attachments that I run, stock, fast megs, as well as quick draw, that I am going to be playing very aggressive with this thing and playing very aggressively rushing. It's the same thing you can see with the perks. Flak jacket, obviously fast hands, scavenger, and tac mask. It's nothing super special, but that is how I would play with this gun, super aggressive. Now, like I've said, this gun is going to be amazing. You're going to be able to play all sorts of different play styles. So that personally is the way you can play this gun rushing. I personally think that's the best way to play it, but I'm going to give you guys some other different class setup things that you can do with this gun as well. Now, the other ways you can play this gun is you can play this thing at for a more, that one is designed for a short to medium range, but you can also play it at a more medium to long range. And for that class setup, what I would recommend running is I would recommend running this thing with the reflex sight, because I personally think the reflex sight is very, very strong on this gun. I just think that the farther away you are playing, the more you would use that reflex sight. So if you're playing for a more long range setup, I would say to use that red dot sight, to also use stock, and then you can use long barrel as well as extended mags. That's what I would run for a more long range setup. As far as the perks, I would run the perks to be flak jacket and then fast hands and scavenger, and because you have that reflex sight, you won't be able to have that third perk, but I think that is one class setup that can work for the long range. You can see here, this gun, you really do get the best of both worlds. Honestly, I think this gun is very strong to rush with, but when you're playing back and playing that long range style, it basically boils down to you can create both of these class setups, and that's what I usually do, and then depending on the map, pick which class setup you want to rock out with. Of course, you can also change out some slight little things. Of course, you can change the first perk, would probably be the only one I would change, because on a map like, or a game mode where you're using the long range setup and you don't think you're going to run into any explosives, you can probably swap out that flak jacket for overkill, or not overkill, overclock, or for afterburner or something like that. But this gun is one that has always been strong in this game, and especially at this point's life cycle, where honestly the SMGs are at a higher point than they've ever been, and it kind of sucks for assault rifle players because the SMG DLCs they've been putting in are quite a bit stronger than the AR ones. I mean, we have the M16 and the KVK for assault rifles, but honestly the XMC, the PPSH, I mean especially the XMC is probably the best gun in this game. It's absolutely ridiculous to deal with, and that's what I find that I've been having some trouble more likely using the ICR, the Man of War, the M8, these long range guns. I've been getting into some trouble with those because when you run up close range against that XMC, you honestly have little to no shot against that, and that's why I find the KN-44 is coming more into the meta in Black Ops 3 than it's ever been. And basically what I mean by the meta is throughout the game's life cycle, especially in these new age Call of Duty games where DLC is constantly being added, new maps are constantly being added, guns are being updated, supply drops are being updated, all that sort of stuff, it sort of changes, even indirectly, by adding the MSMC, by adding the PPSH, making the SMG stronger. It indirectly makes more long-range guns, Man of War, ICR, a bit weaker, and it moves up a gun that's more overall, or I guess you could say a more high fire rate AR that plays a bit closer range, moves that up to be sort of a topper AR. Now, I would say the KN-44 definitely is a top 3 AR, and especially if you play it with that aggressive playstyle, I'd say it definitely is probably one of the best ARs in the game at this point, and definitely something that I do enjoy using. I don't see the meta changing too much with Black Ops 3 right now, because they haven't really updated guns. I mean, the only thing that would change the meta is when they do add more guns. When they add those more guns, you know, that could change stuff around. But as far as patching and nerfing guns, I think at this point in the game's life cycle, they are pretty much wrapped up with that. I mean, they haven't really touched guns in a while. They did update the KVK, but that was because it was a DLC weapon, and, you know, they've been tweaking those. But the last time they actually buffed or nerfed core weapons in the game was many months ago, so I don't think there's any worry about the KN-44 being touched or being weakened or anything like that. And I think this is a gun that if you want that overall gun that just is going to be consistent and that you can use. I know a lot of people, you know, you guys like my class setup videos, but you guys also like to personalize your class. You might like to run the elo site. You might like to run the anti-up perk. You know, everyone has their weird little quirks and stuff that they like running. And this gun, honestly, I gave you 2 great class setups for this thing, but this gun can be customized anyway. And the main thing is if you're using this gun and playing it to the playstyle that you set up your class around. Of course, if you're using the long barrel extended mag setup with the red dot and rushing in, you're not using the class setup very effectively, and you're kind of making a big mistake. But if you're using the close range one and playing back at a long range, you're not using it effectively either. So the way you design your class setup, you really have to know what kind of a player you are. And I think that what kind of player you are determines which guns you should use. But in this case, this gun should be pretty much for every single sort of player, unless you're like a shotgun only player, a knife only player, or a sniper only player, something like that. KN-44 is a very strong gun, and it definitely 100,000% is going to remain that until the end of this Black Ops 3 life cycle, because I don't see any changes coming. This is a gun that it sounds like unbelievable, but you actually can outgun VMP XMC, Vesper users if you do have that quick draw, aim down sights, and get that shot off quick. So hopefully you guys did enjoy today's video. If you guys can, drop a like on this video. I'd really appreciate if you guys could smack up 2,000 likes. That would mean the absolute world to me. I'd really appreciate that. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Smack that like button, boys. Throw up those heavy ones. And that's about it. It's time for Cookie and Outlooky, and I'm out. Peace. Have a great night, everyone, and see you again soon with another video, boys.